Alrighty, welcome back everyone, it's Garlaanx here, bringing you a new Diablo 4 video, and I know, I'm a little late on making this video. The season is almost over, Season 2 is almost over, Season 3 starts in like 2 days, 3 days, but I wanted to do the Abattoir of Zir at the end of the season because I wanted to see how many people would actually finish it, etc. So if you're not familiar with the Abattoir of Zir in Season 2, it's basically like greater rifts in Diablo 3. They're just progressively get harder and harder. So there's 25 tiers that you had to go through. You had to be in Ked Bardu, and you simply talk to the occultist here, and you'd have Bloodforged sigils that you would make. And this is a tier 1. After completing tier 1, you'd get the item to make tier 2s, etc. All the way up to tier 25 is the hardest. So basically this was just a beta test that they put into the community for everyone to test because Blizzard has 4,000 employees and I guess they can't test their own content. So it is what it is. The developers were even quoted saying that no one would ever complete tier 25. They just wanted to put this system into play, see how it worked out, etc. It was very hard. They nerfed it throughout the season. We didn't even have it for the entire season. We only had it for about a month. It released at the end of December, and it's going to be ending here in a few days. So it was basically a beta test. That's all there was to it, essentially. Like I said, the developers were quoted saying that literally no one should be able to finish it, and there were a handful of people that did finish it. I'm not going to bother doing one of these. I did not partake in these. There was also the glyph, the Tears of Blood glyph. It was all wiped out. Everything got wiped out after Season 2, so I wasn't going to waste all of my time and dedication leveling the Tears of Blood glyph all the way to level 200. You're talking about a significant amount of grinding just for it all to be taken away. I don't have the time for that. So there are players that did. We're going to look at it momentarily here. So just a quick little video. I wanted to go over it. I wanted to have it on my channel. You know, I wanted to have it archived. So if we do go ahead and flip over, these are like the unofficial leaderboards that are on max roll. So there are probably more people out there that have completed tier 25. It just hasn't been documented. But the ones that have been documented, I think it's about 50 people. If we scroll all the way down here. Oh, this must have been updated recently. So 67 people officially. Or I'm sorry, 68. 68 people that were officially documented of doing a tier 25, which was impossible. It wasn't the survivability. People run immortal builds, so you're basically unkillable. The problem was the actual mobs have so much HP that you had to tweak your damage so high. So, community member, face of Diablo 4, in my opinion, Rob, discovered a exploit in the game, and he dubbed it snapshotting, and it's an exploit. They're all it is. That's all that is to it. So all these people, in my opinion, they're all cheaters. Do they want to hear that? No, they're not going to want to hear that. They're going to say that it's in the game and it should be utilized. No, that's not how it works. It was not working as intended. It was a glitch that people exploited to maximize damage potential to be able to clear tier 25. Like Ace of Spades, for instance, did it in 2 minutes and 50 seconds, which is insane. But it was also discovered late in the season that Shred was broke, so a lot of Druids switched over to Shred. You can see the top 3 people here are Shred builds. So you have a broken build plus a exploit in the game, so of course people were able to finish tier 25. Now, I'm not blaming anyone for utilizing what's in the game, but you have to take accountability for yourself. You are cheating. It's black and white. Okay? There's no gray area there. And people don't like hearing that. People don't like being called a cheater. But when you have the face of the community, aka Rob, basically putting all of this information on YouTube and nothing being done about it, Well, that's on Blizzard's part. So, no one's going to get banned for using quote unquote snapshotting methods, which aren't going to be fixed in Season 3, probably till mid Season 3, if we're lucky. But it's essentially taking a piece of gear, putting another piece of gear on it, and you're basically getting the maximum potential. So if you put a aspect on a two-hander, you're going to gain a higher effect. So if you switch those out, blah, blah, blah. There's tutorials on how to do it, for God's sakes. But yeah, you're cheating. Okay, you're cheating the game. You're cheating the system. So I just want to discuss it because we are getting leaderboards in Season 3, and I don't want to see this abused. Like, I want an even playing field. If you want to be the best of the best, well, then don't exploit bugs in the game. So again, the Abattoir of Zir, I don't really count it. It's garbage. I mean, it was a beta test that was put into the game by Blizzard just to see how it is. Are we going to see another system like Abattoir of Zir? Oh, 100%. Diablo 4 will ultimately get a greater Rift system eventually. They have to work out the kinks, tweak the system a little bit. But Abattoir of Zir will be coming back under a different name. This was definitely their beta test to see how the system played out. But they have to fix all the bugs. So, I mean, Ace of Spades, like I said, no offense to Ace of Spades. If he can take accountability for himself, that's fine. But there's no way anyone did a tier 25 100% legitimately. It's just, there's no way. It's not possible. The mobs have way too much HP. So if we look at this, you can see he doesn't even start recording until he's 10 seconds in, because you have to snapshot your gear once you enter the dungeon. So he's already snapshotted his gear. Within the first 8 seconds, he enters, snapshots, and then continues. I'm not going to play the whole video, but this is him doing it on a shred build, which was broke this season. It was just discovered too late in the season. You can see he's actually hiding his damage numbers to quote-unquote reduce the lag, whatever. But he's doing ridiculous amount of damage. So he was able to do a tier 25, in 2 minutes and 50 seconds, essentially, which is just ridiculous. And his glyph is 200, so he put in serious time to level up that glyph. The glyph is no joke. The glyph gave you a ton of damage. But to do it 100% legitly, maybe he did. I'm not accusing everyone, but I highly doubt anyone in this list did it legitly without exploiting the bug. Prove me wrong. Leave me a comment below. But we can see all of these. The number 2 guy here, Mr. Chinese guy, again, doesn't even start filming until he's 10 seconds into the dungeon. He already snapshotted his gear, and off he goes. Again, this player is also hiding their damage to reduce lag, whatever. But he's also running a Druid shred build. And if we look, this guy's only at 187. Close enough to 200. So, and I have, I have the third guy as well. Rob, here he is, face of the community. The one that, quote-unquote, deemed it snapshotting, who promoted it the entire time on YouTube, did tutorials on how to do it, how to literally exploit the game. It's an exploit. I don't care what you say. You cannot convince me otherwise. It is a system in the game that is not working as intended. Therefore, it is a bug. And you are exploiting a bug. So Rob does actually have his damage on. This is on his shred build. Again, I'm not throwing any ill will toward Rob, but it is what it is. It solely relies on Blizzard as a developer that they should have fixed it, and they just let it go. They let it go. And again, it's going to be in Season 3, probably until mid-season. So I don't know how it's going to affect the leaderboards and the gauntlet, but it is what it is. So Rob's not hiding his damage. You could just see the amount of damage. He actually only recorded the end of it when he got to the Bloodseekers. So it is what it is. Rob is 100%, aka snapshotting this to maximize his damage potential. And Rob has his glyph at 200, obviously. I think he was one of the first ones to go to 200. And then we have Kofal here. His glyph's only 175. He's missing 25 levels of that Tears of Blood glyph. which is a big deal. 25 levels, now you're talking about some decent damage. And he was still able to do a tier 25 in 4 minutes and 32 seconds. Again, prove me wrong that you're not snapshotting this and exploiting a bug. Prove me wrong. He didn't start recording until 7 seconds in. So he entered the dungeon, snapshotted, started recording. It is what it is. I mean, I don't care. I did not partake in this at all. Like I said, I was not going to put the time and dedication into this system all for it to be deleted at the end of the season. There's just no point in that whatsoever. So it is what it is, guys. I just wanted to have a video on my channel to document Season 2. It was a big event, Abattoir of Zir. It only lasted a month of the season. Everything was deleted at the end. No rewards for finishing Tier 25, anything. It was literally a beta test by Blizzard just to see how the system played out. So hopefully this can be remedied. Hopefully when the Gauntlet leaderboards come out that it's a better system and things are fixed accordingly. It is what it is. You can leave me all the hate comments you want. It doesn't affect me. Don't care. I'm going to call out these people because, like I said, unless you take accountability for yourself and you can't admit that you are cheating, then that's fine. Kudos for you. I admire that. Good job. But if you're going to sit here and try to defend yourself, then I don't have time for that. Like I said, there's no gray area. This is black and white. Again, bug in the game. Bug was known to everyone. You're exploiting a bug, something that's not working as intended, to be able to do something that most likely you shouldn't be able to do. Again, the developers quoted saying, no one should be able to do tier 25. Even with a maxed out level 200 Tears of Blood glyph, it's still going to be very hard. Again, to reiterate, it wasn't survivability. Everyone was able to survive because we have immortal builds, right? It's the damage. The mobs have way too much HP, and there's not enough damage in the game to get a tier 25 done. So, Abattoir of Zir, Season 2, don't really care. Just wanted to have a video on it on my channel so we can look at it 5 years from now and laugh at it. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Again, you can hate me all you want. Don't care. That's all I got for you today. I'll see you guys real soon.